in a new era of American rock. Some other popular songs from the group include Centuries, Day for the Memories, and Sugar We're Going Down. Now sit back and relax as you see and hear the Beast from the East, the Easton High School Red Road Marching Band.
D11 Sports presents St. Luke's Sports Medicine Game of the Week. Don't miss all the action online at d11sports.com.
Cottingham Stadium in Easton, Pennsylvania, the site tonight for East Penn Conference football action. It's our d11sports.com Game of the Week, presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine. Hi and welcome, everyone. Al DeCarlo alongside Matt Evangelist. So glad you could join us for year number 3 of d11sports.com. And how much more fitting is it? Our first game on D11 Sports was Easton and Pocono Mountain West up there, and now a couple years later, we're in the new stadium here at Cottingham Stadium. Matt Evangelist, welcome back.
Well, it's great to be back, Alan. Like you said, back here at Cottingham Stadium, the new digs for the team. They've been on the road for 2 years pretty much in a row, and now they get a chance to come back home and get their fans, their cheerleaders, everybody back on their side. Yeah,
as we look out and see everybody out there, it's pretty impressive how it looks right now at the same time. And being here at the same time, the Pocono Mountain East coming off a year where they were 1-5. Dan Burns in his second year with this team. One of the key players for him is Ethan McGuire, the senior.
He's very high on Ethan McGuire, and he said he labeled him his Swiss Army knife. He's going to be all over the place. So he's starting at wide receiver. He will be in the backfield. He did play quarterback for them last year. He also punts for them. So it'd be interesting to see how Coach Burns utilizes him in their offense.
Well, on the other side for the Eastern Red Rovers, they were 3-4 in 2020. Jeff Brado in his 5th year, 28 wins, 18 losses. Cole Tranzu, their starting quarterback again.
Again, 3-year starter, and I talked to Coach Brado about this, and I talked to many other coaches about this as well. 3-year starters in the Lehigh Valley at quarterback, not something you usually see. We've seen them all over schools this year. So having him back is going to be huge for this offense, who Coach Brado mentioned they struggled in the red zone last year. Having a 3-year starter at quarterback is going to help them finish a lot of drives offensively.
Well, expect a good matchup between these two teams as they are ready to take the field for the first time in the new Cottingham Stadium. Matt's excited. I'm excited. We'll be joined by one of our student reporters in just a little bit. You're watching our D11sports.com Game of the Week, presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine. Back after this, Easton and Pocono Mountain East.
St. Luke's Orthopedic Care. Extraordinary care in motion.
At St. Luke's Orthopedic Care, you can try. Do you have a scheduled therapy appointment? Keep it. Need to start therapy? Physical therapy at St. Luke's is here for you. If you can't come to the office, see your therapist with a virtual visit from your home. Virtual visits are available for physical, occupational, and speech therapy appointments. You can use your smartphone, tablet, or computer to connect, so don't miss your scheduled.
We are back here at Easton High School, so glad you could join us. We are excited to be here. I said Easton High School, Cottingham Stadium. Some of our crew went to Easton High School, but of course, Cottingham Stadium, boy, it looks great. St. Luke's logo on the field as well. Really excited about this year and what's to come, obviously, as they take their way onto the field. And, Matt, it's just an opportunity for us to see these two teams in action tonight for the first time. Let's take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by Ringer's Roost.
Coach Burns, in his second year with Pocono Mountain East, really feels he needs to limit the big plays on this Easton offense. Again, talked about how they weren't able to finish drives at Easton last year, but Coach Burns sees the athleticism and knows his guys need to do a good job limiting big plays. Offensively, they need to sustain drives, and I think they have the skill players to do that. It's going to come down to the offensive line.
Meanwhile, the keys to the game for the Easton Red Rovers, will pop them in as well.
And Coach Brado was big on this about being aggressive and disciplined. He can't afford to have mistakes this early in the game and this early in the season. And they want to take care of the football and be fundamentally sound. It's funny when you ask a coach for 2 keys to the game and you get 4 of them. So they're looking to fix everything in week 1, but you have to take little battles in what ones you win and just build on that.
Well, tonight's Keys of the Game brought to you by Ringer's Roost Tavern at 1801 West Liberty Street in Allentown. Enjoy the great burgers, wings, and more while you dine inside or outside for lunch or dinner. For more information, call 610-437-4941 or drop on by to Ringer's Roost Tavern in Allentown and say hi to Don. I had a chance to eat, by the way, I did burgers and stuff like that, but I had a nice turkey club the other day, and that was pretty impressive. We thank for his support as well. Well, support for D11Sports.com Game of the Week comes from Michael R. Glovis, financial advisor at Morgan Stanley in Easton. For all your investment needs, call Michael R. Glovis at 610-559-6380, located at 101 Larry Holmes Drive, Suite 301 in Easton, Pennsylvania. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC, member SIPC. And, of course, St. Luke's is the region's largest sports medicine provider, covering more than 200,000 student enrollment and 40,000 student athletes in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, covering 8 counties and providing the most comprehensive and advanced treatment for athletic injuries. And, Matt, just looking down on the field and just, we're here right now. We get ready for the alma mater, get ready for the national anthem will follow. But, when you're not here for a year and you miss it, it's amazing where we're at here in Easton and getting ready for 2021.
It absolutely is. And, these kids had the abbreviated season last year, and that's fortunate for them. So having them get back here and now get the beginning of a big season, a start of a new season, this is big for them, especially for the senior group, because you consider you going back, they've been for a year and a half been dealing with adversity after adversity after adversity, and they have the opportunity now to set the stage right, get back to that some sense of a new normal. And I think we're seeing that happen throughout the Lehigh Valley, but you're getting a chance to see it live with us today.
Yeah, no question. And with that, the alma mater being played here. I was here Wednesday for the grand opening, and just an exciting time to just be here and see the fans waiting at the gates to get inside. It was absolutely amazing seeing how many people were here for that. And Jim Pokrivsak, the athletic director, everyone here in charge, so really excited about what they saw, and they're excited about 2021. With that, we stand and honor America with the playing of our national anthem. We are back here. We are excited, and we are also excited to have Kieran Lencheski with us. Kieran Lencheski is a senior at Notre Dame High School, and she's here for us to cover this game. And we go down with her for our first report. Kieran?
Thanks, Al. Hi, I'm Kieran Lencheski, and I'm down here on Easton's new Cottingham Stadium field. Got a chance to talk to both coaches beforehand. Easton's head coach Brado said that he's excited to be in the new stadium tonight with all of Rover Nation. He said that September was the first time they are together since COVID, and they installed more over camp. The Rovers are looking strong tonight and excited to play in the new Cottingham Stadium. On the other side, head coach Dan Burns of Pocono Mountain East is looking forward to bring back out on the field his second season. Coach said he's glad to have some sense of normalcy this season, and he was glad to have that full off season. He said his team is ready to go and in an awesome atmosphere. Thanks, Al, and back to you in the booth.
We are back, and first report from Kieran Lencheski, and we joined some more reporters, student reporters. Interesting, Matt, we graduated 20 the first year, added 15, graduate 24, already have added 7. School hasn't even started yet, so we're excited to have our new group in with us at the same time, and glad we can see Kieran joining us from nearby Notre Dame High School.
Yeah, it's great. I had a great time talking with her down there on the field before the game. And just her story and her family and what they do, how much they're embedded in the sports world. And she wants to go to school for communications, looking at Syracuse and University of Florida. I had to ask her, is it Florida because of the weather? She said, absolutely.
Well, at the same time, speaking of Syracuse, 2 of our students that just graduated, one from Nazareth and one from Saucon Valley at Syracuse, plus we have a third that's already a junior there. So we're excited about that. And, we continue to say if you're interested in sports and being involved in broadcast journalism, photography, sign up with us here for D11sports.com. We're so glad to be here. I want to thank St. Luke's for all their support. John Hoth, Greg Lay, Ken Sidlow, and everyone at St. Luke's. They've been with us from the start, and I tell you what, their logo on this field looks pretty impressive. At the same time, it just stands out, does it not?
It absolutely does, and I think it stands out at every school that I've seen it on. Just a great job that they do in high school athletics in the Lehigh Valley.
So, Matt, coming into this game, you always say, expected, unexpected. You don't know what's going to happen. You've got to play the game to win the game, but there's nerves everywhere. Coach Brado talked about it. Coach Burns talked about it. You said you had none. I do. I always do, but you're just a different kind of breed, I guess, than everybody else.
Yeah, it's the first game jitters. I don't know, nerves, jitters, whatever it is. It's just one thing as a coach, it's hard to let go of control. You control practice every single day. You control the practice schedule, what you do, who's lining up where. And then you come out here in a game and you basically give the control to teenagers. And you have to entrust in them that they're going to do the job that you've coached them to do over the 2 weeks of preseason.
Opening kickoff of the 2021 season, and that one goes into the back of the end zone, and not a surprise by Matthew Clark.
Yeah, Coach Brado was high on Matthew Clark, a soccer player who's out here playing football, helping him kick. Really hasn't had the opportunity to see him and put him in some live field goal opportunities, but you can see that leg, his strong leg, able to put it almost out of the end zone.
I'll take a look at the starting lineup here for Pocono Mountain East.
As we highlighted in the beginning, Ethan McGuire, he's a key to their offense, but you have to look at Anthony Rodriguez at quarterback, but also that offensive line. He returns 3 starters, 2 in new positions for the Pocono Mountain East Cardinals. That offensive line is going to have to protect Rodriguez as well as open up holes for Hafler.
So to start things off, first down and 10 at the 20, and looking to throw, and that gets collapsed real quick. First play of the game for Easton, and I think the ball, it was a whistle there, but the first play, and they came in real quick.
And as you said, they come in quick. Here's that defensive front that came in quick. Javon Frutchie, Sean Wilson, Cadell Samuel, and Nate Hudgens, the one guy that Coach Brado wanted to single out as having a fantastic camp. Played JV last year, had a little bit of time on varsity, but now a two-way starter for the Red Rovers and just really stepping up his game. Also, like to put Nate Hudgens, he just committed to Arcadia to play lacrosse next year. Next year in college.
Nino Rizzolino getting the attention of the quarterback right away. Here comes some pressure again. He gets popped as he throws. The ball hangs up there for a while, but it is still caught on a nice play there by Rasu wearing Poindexter.
And there you get a good look at the athletes, and Rodriguez just buying enough time. And the wide receivers, Coach Burns has worked with many good ones, as you told me. DK Metcalf of the Seattle Seahawks. So Coach Burns working with them on the scramble drill, working back to the ball.
You know, you get sacked, and all of a sudden you're looking at a manageable 3rd down and 3 situation. First time on the ground, but Easton holds.
And that was Alexander Hafler. I want to point out with the starting lineups defensively for Easton, senior Brock Harris, number 27, is going to be starting in place of number 33, Michael Hines, who's not available for them today.
So 4th down and a long 2. You can call it 3. Marcus Williams back to receive the kickoff. And McGuire does everything with the punt, gets a good one off, and that one is a tough one to take down. And boy, I'll tell you what, no chance for the return as the defense got there really quick for Pocono Mountain East. And let's bring in the East offense.
So we get a chance to look at the Easton offense, which returns a lot of skilled players and some guys up front. Offensive linemen, that's the key, I think, to this game. You have Anthony Ambardino, who started in the second half of the season last year, and Sean Wilson, who also started at left tackle, and then you have 3 new starters in the middle. It's going to be key for those 5 to give Transu time and open up holes for Williams.
You mentioned Hines not in the lineup.
And replacing Hines at running back will be number 5, Aiden Hutchinson.
Hutchinson last year, 19 carries for 109 yards in the limited action that they had. 1st down and 10, and that one taken straight up and picked up there by Aiden Hutchinson. How about Aiden Hutchinson down to the 10 and gets tripped up right around the 7-yard line. You get inserted in the lineup, you say, Coach, I got you. And he does just indeed that after the nice return.
And getting the whole up front offensive line, but it's this defense that's going to have to take care of these skilled positions. They're going to have to keep these athletes in check. There's a big play. Coach Burns talked about the big plays, not wanting to give them up. It's going to come down to that linebacking crew to come out and make some plays for the defense.
Ball down to the 9-yard line, and they'll hand that ball off, bouncing off a couple defenders and getting down to the 1. Will he get pushed in? And he does. First touchdown of the year by Marcus Williams. 9 yards, Easton on the scoreboard. Take a look.
Get a good look at that second effort by Marcus Williams. He's stood up there, and I want to say right in the middle of the pile, the guy, Coach Brado, pinpointed number 67, Nate Hudgens, gets his nose in there, pushes his running back into the end zone. That's as much his touchdown as it is the running back. Credit to the offensive line, opening up some holes on those first 2 drives to get that Easton running game going.
Austin Martellucci with the extra point. And that one is up, and that is good. So quickly, less than 2 minutes in, and it's a 7-0 advantage for the Eastern Red Rovers. And Matt, you get your Marcus Williams. You get popped on the punt, and then next thing you know, Aiden Hutchinson just takes off and goes about 35, 40 yards, down to inside the 10-yard line, and a 9-yard touchdown by Williams. And great start for Easton, great start at Cottingham, and boy, a great crowd here at Cottingham Stadium at the same time.
Absolutely, and you look at it and. You have a different type of running back. Last year and the years before, you had Najee Adams, over 200-pound running back. Marcus Williams is a different type of running back than that. Najee Adams would go in there. He'd get the tough yardage. He's going to fight. Marcus Williams, you look at him, he's the track star. He's the sprinter. He's going to beat you with speed. But you got a good look there at the strength that Williams can bring to this offense and still get those tough yardage. So you can't fall asleep on the fact that Williams will run the ball with power. It's just you don't want him to do that as much as other backs have done it in the past.
So Clark, who put it into the end zone the first time, will put this one into the end zone the second time. One thought I got, or one word of advice I got, was from my broadcast partner before the game. He said, by the way, the ball is going to probably be put in the back of the end zone each and every time.
Absolutely. I got a chance, obviously, my son playing on the team, I got a chance to see them scrimmage last week at CB South. They kicked off one time, and it went deep in the end zone, and you could tell by the way he kicked the ball it was not a fluke. Matthew Clark has a very strong leg, a good player for the soccer team. He has a bright future if he wants to kick in college for football.
So first down 10 from the 20-yard line. They will start this time on the ground and nowhere to go. I tell you what, the defensive line right now is doing their part early, as Hafler got really nothing and lost maybe a yard or so.
Yeah, in the middle of the screen, you get a good look at number 58, Cadell Samuel. He's a senior for the Rovers, been playing varsity since a freshman, 5'7", 290 pounds. He's taking on a lot of two-man blocks, a lot of double teams up in the middle. He's going to free up Hutchinson, Rizzolino, and Brock Harris to make plays. The key is those linebackers are going to have to make the tackles if he's eating up those double teams.
So they do give him a yard. Now looking to throw, comes near side. The ball gets tipped up in the air, but it is caught. And a nice catch there, just concentration by Ethan McGuire. And McGuire, the 5'8", 160-pound senior, will move it a little closer to that first down marker and make it a manageable third down coming up.
Exactly. And for Pocono Mountain East, I think this is where you want to be. You want to be in manageable third down positions, and you get a good look. What they're trying to do offensively, Coach Burns, good adjustment, not able to hold the ball in those long pass routes. You need to go 5 yards and shorter, get the ball out of Rodriguez's hands, get it into the receiver's hands, let them pick up yardage that way.
Now looking to throw, and that one is incomplete. And Rodriguez just a little bit far off the reach there. And now just like that, 3 and out back-to-back here for the Cardinals of Pocono Mountain East.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. It looks like number 8, Javier J.V. Johnson for Easton. He's in coverage. Pocono Mountain East puts him in 4 receivers on that side, run the 2 outside guys on a slant, slip the third one out in the flat. J.V. Johnson comes off of his man to make it a difficult catch and force the third down.
So East, and that one gets barely back to McGuire. And it looked like Williams called the fair catch and then went down and almost lost the football. But they will have still good field position right around the 40-yard line as they bring out the offense for the second time.
Absolutely. I'd like to think and just put this out there. At what point will Coach Burns think about, with McGuire back there punting, running a fake? You have your star player punting the ball. He played quarterback, so you know he can throw the ball. So at what point on the field do you maybe call that fake?
Matt looking into the future here. Maybe into the second quarter or even this one. 8:37 remaining opening quarter. And back to action we go. And guess who it is? Aiden Hutchinson gets down to the 20-10 and exact same spot as before. Gets tripped up at the 9-yard line. Wow.
And again, this is another trap play up the middle. Very good blocking by Sean Wilson coming down on the inside linebacker to free Hutchinson on the second level. You're seeing Aiden Hutchinson. You're hearing that name for the first time, a lot of you. But he's not new to the program. If you think back to last year against Emmaus in the playoff game, when Najee Adams went out hurt against Nazareth, Marcus Williams came in, and Aiden Hutchinson played a lot in that Emmaus game, and he sparked them to some big plays, just like he's doing here.
Transu going to throw, and that one, I think it's the turf, or they call it a touchdown. No, they say it hits the ground.
Yeah, it looked like Transu had time.
Rizzolino thought he had it. Take a look.
Play action pass, Hutchinson setting the edge. Transu has some time. He needs to set his feet and just deliver the pass right to Nino Rizzolino.
So the ball at the 8, second down and goal after the opening touchdown of the game by Marcus Williams from 9 yards. Here on the 8-yard line. Motion man to the near side. Transu will pitch it back. Here's Williams. Has a blocker in front. Williams was going to coast in for the touchdown. So a 9-yard touchdown for Williams and now an 8-yard touchdown for Williams. 13-0 in favor of the Red Rovers.
So as you look, you have Nino Rizzolino starting on the outside with the block on the edge. Then you have fullback, looks like number 9 for Easton, Simeon Reed. He also gets a block to help free Williams into the end zone. So you're seeing the rushing attack get going for Easton so far in these first 2 drives. That's key for Coach Brado. As he said, the red zone offense was was a point of interest to this team, and they so far have shown that they can put it into the end zone.
No question. Martelluzzi with the extra point. So 8:14 on the clock, and it's already a 14-0 lead. And if you're an Easton fan right now, you're saying, hey, this is terrific, this is great. If you're Pocono Mountain East, it's still early in the game, but your back's up against the wall, you've been 3 and out twice. This is going to be an interesting drive, but you mentioned it. When Clark's kicking into the end zone, you're not really getting a chance to return the football.
Yeah, I think every time you're getting the ball at the 20. You have no chance of getting the ball anywhere outside of that. But I think Coach Burns, as he did in the last series, you're going to see some more quick release passes, keeping the pressure off of Rodriguez, allowing him to get the ball out to his receivers quicker. If that's happening, you're going to see Easton, I believe, you see Coach Falcone and Easton, they'll come up a little bit tighter on their receivers, knowing the ball's going to come out quicker.
So Hutchinson, who gets inserted into the lineup with 2 big plays. One plus 40 or so, and then 152, and Marcus Williams says, I'll take it from there. So the 1-2 punch right now, making things happen.
Absolutely, and I think that's a good problem to have for Easton, as you see that you have 2 running backs who are very capable of carrying the load.
Our first flag of the game. And I did not get the officiating crew today, but I believe the referee is Glenn Rissmiller. Am I correct?
I believe you are correct. That's a penalty that's going to set the head coach over the edge, getting offsides on a kickoff. Unexplainable to have that penalty happen when you're looking at the ball and all you need to do is just time it up with the kicker.
Well, now the ball back to the 35-yard line. They maybe get a chance to return this ball, and he still gives it a heck of a boot, and this one's going to go behind. That one almost went out. Matt, kind of reminds me again, you start looking, when you, and we said this before, it's such an advantage when your kicker kicks it into the end zone. It gives you that great advantage, that great opportunity to move forward. And we saw it, last year at Emmaus, and you get those opportunities with certain players where they put the ball and you can't return it. It's an added weapon, really.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a huge weapon because you face some teams that obviously have some athletes, and you get the ball in their hands coming forward with blockers in front of you, anything can happen, and that can turn the game in an instant. Now they do not have the opportunity. You just took a phase of the game out of it.
Alex Haydak is now at Penn State. All right, so Rodriguez now first down and 10 from the 20. This is the 3rd straight time, and the flag starts here offensively for the first time against Pocono Mountain East, I believe.
Looks like we're going to have a false start against Pocono Mountain East. Have to figure either one of the receivers flinched or the guy in motion was coming forward.
Now, you go 3 and out the first 2 series, and then you get pinned back, to the 15. Not where you want to be if you're Coach Burns. So Rodriguez with Hafler in the backfield. Rodriguez quickly going to throw and will connect on the reception to Ethan McGuire. McGuire tries to bounce off, and Rizzolino, one of the guys in there for the Red Rovers, take him down. They maybe get about 7 yards, but just 2 yards from the line of scrimmage.
And that time the secondary of Easton playing off a little bit, knowing the down and distance, 1st and 15. They have the advantage to play a little bit softer. Now you'll start to see them creep up a little bit. But I like what Pocono Mountain East is doing with their offense, getting the ball out quickly.
Looking to throw again. Pressure every time he throws, and that ball knocked away. And a good job defensively by JVR Johnson, I believe, his first guy in.
It's tough to see the difference between number 6 and number 8, but it does look like it's J.V. Johnson because it looks like Williams is over here on the sideline. So J.V. Johnson getting a lot of playing time at corner when Williams was a starter from last year who started this season as well.
So once again, a 3rd down and long situation, 7:35 on the clock. 3rd down and 8 from the 22. very slow-moving first quarter on opening night because a couple touchdowns by Easton. It's the third possession for the Cardinals. Now going to roll. Here comes the pressure. We'll be able to turn. He just floats that one away and was looking in the direction of Franco DeMilta. But I'll tell you what, the pressure right now by Easton has been just overbearing.
It has, and I think they're not able to set the edge on that rollout for Rodriguez. They're flooding that zone with hitting receivers on 3 different levels, short, intermediate, and long. And Rodriguez just not able to turn his shoulders and come downhill because of that defensive pressure.
So McGuire from his own 5-yard line, punting for the third time tonight. This time it gets back to him cleanly and gets another good boot off, and Williams with another fair catch, this time right around the 45-yard line. So glad you could join us here. Our D11sports.com game of the week presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine. Al DiCarlo, Matt Avancho, Dave Micah's in the house as well. Sports Fan Base Network, Bill Lewis leading the charge. Producer once again with us. We want to thank Ari Bluestein and his staff for being out here with us, and just a busy time of year as we get into the season. And Matt, we get a little late start tomorrow in the afternoon. Not a 1 o'clock start at Wilson, but a 2:30 start at Wilson.
Well, that's a great change. SAT Saturday, though.
Yep.
So those kids coming, I feel bad for them. I always felt bad for those kids coming after taking the test.
From the 46, and I don't see any.
Looks like there's a timeout maybe by Pocono Mountain East. Looked like.
I did not see a flag, so I believe it is going to be a timeout. Let's wait. It is.
Okay.
So our first timeout of the game goes to Pocono Mountain East, and we mentioned tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll see Penn Argyle and Wilson. Tell you what, how about Wilson? Your 4x100 relay for the district champions and like 6th or 7th in the state. You got 4 of the fastest runners in the district in the state, and they're all on the same team.
Yeah,
I'm impressed.
You saw I got a chance to stop by their practice the other day, last week before I started school, and the amount of speed they have on the field is dangerous. Arguably, it's got to be one of the best in the Lehigh Valley this year, and that's taking nothing away from every other team. But you have a kid who broke a years-old record in the hurdles at states.
Yeah.
Right? That just doesn't happen, and he's playing in the backfield, I believe. Right? So now you have him in the backfield, and you have all this speed out on the perimeter. What do you do?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow. I know it's going to be an interesting game, and you got that much speed, and it'll be nice to see Chris Labach, tomorrow afternoon at Smith Field. All right, Easton from the 46. They're used to being right here in this position, and they're going to give it to number 5. He's not in the backfield this time. Tranzu is going to throw, and completion or reception is made by Juju Fears. Fears is 6'2", 200-pound junior.
I think Juju Fears on the perimeter brings a good-sized wide receiver to this Easton offense. They had one last year on Isaac Torres as well. He went on to the military academy along with Don Falcone, but gives you that size. One of those bigger receivers who can box out players and let the ball come to him.
2nd down and 3 after the 7-yard pickup, and he was looking towards Avancho to the near side, but got hit right as he released the football.
And we also have a flag on the play on the far side. Pocono Mountain East gets a lot of good pressure on that play to force the pass a little errant by Tranzu.
So under 6:40 to play.
Looks like it's going to be against Easton now. Legal formation potentially. An eligible receiver downfield against Easton. So you got to figure that was one of the linemen now, and that kind of explains how that defensive front got in there so fast to disrupt Tranzu's throw.
So 2nd down and a long 8 after the penalty. Tranzu going to throw. Again, pressure as he throwed, and that one incomplete. So those ends coming in that position, not giving quarterback a chance to throw.
just like we said against Pocono Mountain East, the Easton defense is doing the Pocono Mountain East, doing the same thing to the Easton offense. The defensive end is not letting the quarterback get outside the pocket. They're keeping the pressure on him so that he can't turn his shoulders, get squared up down the field, and deliver a good pass.
So no touchdown on a couple plays for the first time in their series. And now they'll set up at 3rd down and 8. Transu. Here comes the pressure, nowhere to go. He just floats one at the last second and gets it across and gets it to Williams. And Williams has some room, and Williams will get the first down. How about that? The little flick at the last second by Transu. Again, you're a 3-year starter. You see stuff like that. Take a look.
And it looks like it was a design screen. That's why Williams is out there, and you have some linemen out there and downfield. Williams breaks the first tackle, and there you see Hudgens again downfield, opening up holes and allowing Williams to pick up that first down.
I think that was Aiden Rinker, that one of the guys that came in on the pressure on Transu. So the ball down to the 40-yard line after the nice pickup, making things happen. And Williams will get it again, dodges the first tackle, breaks another tackle, pushes forward, breaks another one, is going to go in for the touchdown. He's going to coast 40 yards for the score. Bounced off 3 defenders, 3rd touchdown of the game for Marcus Williams.
Here you get a good look, some blocking downfield, but also just Williams keeping his balance and staying in bounds. Looked like the Pocono Mountain East defenders thought he was going to go down, but he kept his balance, kept his base underneath him, and he just finishes it up into the end zone for the touchdown.
Austin Martellucci with his 3rd extra point attempt tonight, and he's got 3 in a row. And Easton with under 6 minutes on the clock, lead by the score of 21-0. Home fans have to be jacked right now.
I can't believe we're still in the first quarter. 6 minutes left in the first quarter. This feels like it's been taking forever. A lot of passes, a lot of incomplete passes, stopping the clock. It just feels like this has been going on for a while. But yes, home crowd has to be ecstatic about this beginning to the season.
Well, glad you could join us here on D11Sports.com. Game of the Week presented by St. Luke Sports Medicine. Al DiCarlo, Matt Avancho with you. Kieran Lincheski. We'll hear from her at halftime once again. Dave Micah roaming the sidelines as well. We also have a bunch of student reporters out and about covering games in Northampton, up at Bangor, and a couple different spots. We'll be posting their tweets and some articles over the weekend as well. If you're interested in joining our team of student reporters and getting involved in broadcast journalism and photography, contact us or contact your athletic director, and they'll get you in touch with us, and we'll get you on the sidelines, we'll get you part of the live streams, and we'll get you interviewing your peers and having a good time learning a little broadcast journalism. 4 in a row in the end zone. And for the 4th time, Dan Burns will now come out with the offense. And, Matt, now all of a sudden, we said before, backs up against the wall. Now it's, you said it. We still got under 6 to play in the first quarter. It's already 21-0. You can't have it go a little further than this, because then you start thinking, oh, if the next one comes, something can happen here. So if you are Pocono Mountain East, this is a huge, huge drive, not only when it comes to you got to score, but more so you got to get some time off that clock and not give the Easton the ball back that quickly.
Absolutely, and I think we haven't really seen Pocono Mountain East try to run the ball at all. I think that they need to get that going to try to get their offense going, keep this defense a little bit on their heels, because right now they're just coming forward. They're coming forward, just keying on the quarterback and giving not worrying about anything else.
Anthony Rodriguez. That one a low snap and gives it to Hafler. Hafler nowhere to go, as quickly, right when he got the football, it was taken away from him and really didn't get a chance there defensively.
And the defensive end, number 59, Josh Mitzak, is the first one to get in there. There were 3 guys in there before Hafler even had the ball. They did not do a good job up front giving him any room or any kind of hole to run through.
So lose a couple yards, the ball at the 18. And we are approaching the 5-minute mark of quarter number 1. Rodriguez set to throw. He gets flushed out of the pocket. Here comes the pressure. Has some running room. And then he gets popped at the 22-yard line, but just powers forward. And they get him down to about the 25-yard line. So a solid pickup of about 7 yards.
Looks like this is going to come back with a flag on the play. They had a Pocono Mountain East receiver turn around with a peel-back block on a defender chasing him. I think they're going to get a personal foul on that one.
Glenn Rissemiller getting the call down the field. You know, I talked to Jim Kripsack on Wednesday during the grand opening, and I said, hey, when are you going to sleep? He goes, well, 11 o'clock on Friday night. When it's all done, then I'll probably breathe easily. There's so much stuff going on in here, and he's in charge of so many different things. And these people these fans have just been itching. I'm telling you what, I was standing by the far side and just watching them at the gate, swarming their way in. It was great. So the ball all the way back, and that one almost knocked away, and they pick it up. Try to gain a few more up across the 12. And they're trying to get anywhere possible to get Ethan McGuire involved in the offense, but you're again pinned back 3rd and 20 or so.
But that's a positive play. They're able to get the ball out to the perimeter and keep Rodriguez healthy there and to keep him off his back. But I think they need to hit them a little bit more coming downhill.
So when it's not going your way, it's just not going your way. They'll move him back another 5 yards, Matt. And they're going to go inside the 7-yard line.
Just right now, not a tough start for Pocono Mountain East. Not how they wanted to begin this game. But again, you have plenty of time. You just need to start building one thing on top of another to get this going down the field.
Rodriguez pressured, has to throw it, and gets it off at the last second. Now listen, he gets the pass off. It doesn't go for much, but at the same time as he gets Hafler, it would have been a safety if he got knocked in the end zone. So he did deliver it there at the last second and got that over there on the pass play to Hafler.
And a good play by Coach Burns, calling a screen pass, knowing that defensive front of Easton is really coming forward. They're really pinning their ears back, coming after that quarterback. So they run the screen pass, slip it right behind that defensive line. But number 5, Aiden Hutchinson, is the one there. He eludes the blocker and helps bring down the tackle so that Hafler can't get free.
So this time McGuire will punt from the middle of his end zone. You know the pressure is going to be coming here for the Red Rovers.
And it looks like Pocono Mountain East short a player on the front.
So they'll take a timeout here, and the timeout will come with just about 3 minutes remaining on the clock. 21-0 your score. Take you through the scoring here while we have it. Aiden Hutchinson, first a big run, plus 40. Got it down to the 9-yard line. Marcus Williams went 9 yards for the touchdown to make it 7-0. Then a 52-yard run by Hutchinson to the 8-yard line that led to an 8-yard touchdown by Marcus Williams. And then Williams, a few minutes later, popped off a couple defenders, and he went 40 yards for the touchdown. 3 rushing touchdowns for him. 21-0 is your score. If you're wondering, Pocono Mountain East will be at home for their home opener next week against Stroudsburg, who has Nazareth tonight. And we will be right back here next week for Parkland and Easton. And that should be a good matchup. Parkland's still not sure what they're doing with their game against Pleasant Valley. A possibility still that game could be played Sunday or Monday. Again, you're coming into Easton. You know, that Monday one's one of the tough ones if you're going to do that or not. So McGuire going to punt. Here comes the pressure. That one goes up, and Marcus Williams calls for the fair catch. Best field position here at about the 33-yard line.
He catches it right between the 33 and the 34-yard line, but you're right. Easton has had nothing but quality field position this entire first quarter for their offense.
So just about 3 minutes on the clock. First down and 10 from the 34-yard line. Looking to throw. And comes near side, that incomplete. I want to thank one of our sponsors tonight, Ringer's Roost Tavern at 1801 West Liberty Street in Allentown. Enjoy their great burgers, wings, and more while you dine inside or outside for lunch or dinner. For more information, call them at 610-437-4941 or drop on by to Ringer's Roost Tavern in Allentown. Some great food and great atmosphere right there in Allentown.
You have to make a trip over there.
Ooh, I'm telling you,
You're
I was there
getting me
the other
hungry.
day and I had a turkey club and it was out of this world.
That time, Pocono Mountain East defensive front does a better job versus that trap play, not giving Aiden Hutchinson any room to run.
So Hutchinson with a couple yards on the pickup. Again, still here in the first quarter of play. Easton in control, leading 21-0. The ball sits at the 33 for quarterback Cole Tranzu. Throws, and that one is well overthrown. He was looking for Juju Fears.
And good thing that was overthrown because Juju Fears had two defenders from Pocono Mountain East sitting right there ready to pick at the ball. Luckily for Easton, that was overthrown. Give him another chance on a fourth down. You have to think with this field position and with the score, you're going to go for it on fourth down instead of punting.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
4th and 9.
So 4th down and 9. Transu comes to the near side. And that one incomplete. Was looking in the direction of Javion Thompson. So right now, early on, yeah, we saw it before. Pressure is coming, and if defense back, that's got to get you frustrated there.
Absolutely. You're in a great position there where you can get something going, and now you're putting yourself 5 yards in the back. You haven't been able to move the ball much already offensively. You can't afford to put yourself behind.
So 1st and 15 from the 28. Rodriguez hit the throw, and he almost got tackled, got avoided, and gets positive yards. I'll tell you what, he was down for the count. He was going to lose about 6 yards or so, and some way, somehow, he avoided getting sacked and didn't get it. And once again, Easton bringing that pressure, and it was Josh Mitzak.
Yeah, the defensive ends have been doing a great job for the defense, for the Easton defense. They've been getting a lot of pressure by keeping contained. So they're not letting Rodriguez get out free. He has to step up into those defensive tackles and then try to elude with the linebackers, and it just doesn't have any room to do that.
2nd down and long from the 31. Rodriguez pumps and throws, and that one's intercepted. Easton's get the football, and that's Bryce Billings, and Billings without a helmet goes in for the touchdown. Now, should that not be blown dead?
I think that should be blown dead as soon as the helmet came off. But Bryce Billings does a great job jumping this pass. But I believe that play, unfortunately, should be blown dead for player safety as soon as his helmet comes off. It is a face mask. And I could be wrong here because it looks like Glenn Rissmill is giving them the touchdown. But I believe to err on the side of caution, unfortunately, I believe you do need to blow that dead. And you can see Bryce Billings, number 3, not happy with that call. But again, you look at the other side of that.
Yeah.
He takes a pop without a helmet on.
Absolutely.
That's the official's fault then.
That's correct.
So I think that's the right call. It's the right thing you have to do. As much as you hate to take the touchdown away from Bryce Billings for what he was able to do on that play, it's the right thing to do.
You're looking, you're seeing it, and he's like, oh, there he goes, takes off. But one little pop, and, that's an injury, and that's a big one. So
yeah, it's just something. You hate when kids take helmet-to-helmet hits with both helmets on, and now all of a sudden, you Pocono Mountain East, you come to make a tackle. You're just trying to make a simple tackle, and then it could lead to something more damaging to Bryce. But here they walk off the 15-yard face mask for the Pocono Mountain East defender, pulling the helmet off of of the Easton player.
So the ball down to the 13. So it's been all Easton here. First down.
So first down with the opportunity to get another first down.
Right around the what?
Without a touchdown. Looks like the 2.5, maybe 3.
Yeah, we'll call it right on the 13-yard line for Transu. He's got 2 receivers near side and takes it to the ground and spinning through and getting down inside the 5-yard line is J.V. Johnson.
Yeah, following offensive line that has been doing a fantastic job so far tonight. Here you see Marcus Williams checking back into the game with the short yardage offense.
So again, they can get a first down and likely one more play here. They'll try to score before the end of the quarter. So second down and 2. The ball at the 4 and coasting in. How about 4 rushing touchdowns? This time 4 yards for Marcus Williams.
Yeah, 4 rushing touchdowns, but you have to credit the offensive line. Watch the big hole they open up inside. You have that left side of the line, Nate Hudgens, number 67, Sean Wilson, number 54, and I believe it was Brock Harris, number 27 at tight end, and also with center Anthony Imbardino opening up a huge hole and getting a push where nobody touched Marcus Williams as he walked into the end zone. Looked like Easton was missing the left wing on the PAT field goal team. Luckily, didn't affect anything, and Martolucci puts it through for the touchdown or for the extra point.
Yeah, so they don't get the touchdown by Bryce Billings, but he gets the INT. But from there, 4-yard touchdown run. So for Marcus Williams right now, a 9-yard run for a touchdown, 8 yards, 40 yards, and 4 yards. We're in the first quarter.
Exactly, but you talk about Marcus Williams, but I think you have to look at the bigger picture. He's the one getting the print.
Yep.
That offensive line with a lot of question marks, multiple new starters up front, but then on top of that, the work of Aiden Hutchinson as well. Just what they're being able to do, and I know Coach Brader's looking at this thinking, okay, we need to get this passing game going. We need to get this passing attack because we cannot be one-dimensional. I think that's one thing that he talked about with the red zone that hurt them last year. They became one-dimensional with Najee Adams, and they weren't able to stretch the field vertically, and that's something they need to look at doing.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. You're looking at a 28-0 score. At the same time, you definitely have to get that passing game going. And right now, from the 20 once again.
You have to wonder, will Matthew Clark's leg get tired if they continue to score and he has to continue to put these into the end zone?
So, probably likely one play here before the end of the quarter. So glad you could join us here on D11Sports.com, our Game of the Week presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine. Want to thank everyone at St. Luke's as they been a part of us and helping us since the beginning and being a great partner of ours as well. So 28-0, first down and 10 from the 20. Near side, that one, you're looking, you're thinking you're going to get popped, and, that time it was Ethan McGuire. The ball was at him and just went right through his hands.
It looked like he just let it come into his chest. It was a good pass by Rodriguez, good route by McGuire. But like you said, he's looking, I think, turned his head too soon. But again, it's hard to tell. Very humid. Very humid. How much sweat is dripping on his gloves. The ball just slips right through there. But these are mistakes I think Coach Burns will get back when they look at it next week or tomorrow, and they're going to fix these mistakes. They're going to get better.
So second down and 10 from the 20. Final seconds of the first quarter. Rodriguez is going to take it himself, try to get some positive yards, and he'll gain about 4.5 yards or so. And the clock will wind down. So welcome to Cottingham Stadium here in 2021. A great start. Fans like it. Fans enjoying it. And right now, if you're an Easton fan, your lead 28-0. You're watching our D11sports.com game of the week presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine. Easton 28, Pocono Mountain East 0 after 1. Back after this.
Medical emergencies can and do happen during COVID-19.
One American has a heart attack or stroke every 40 seconds.
And one American dies from stroke every 4 minutes.
Heart attacks and strokes will not wait until a pandemic runs its course.
It is not safe to sit home and hope the symptoms pass. It is safe to come to St. Luke's.
Our EMS crews and ambulances
are ready for you, taking every measure to keep you safe.
St. Luke's Orthopedic Care. Extraordinary care in motion.
We are back here at Cottingham Stadium. Al DiCarlo, Matt Evancho, so glad you could join us here on D11sports.com, our game of the week presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine. Matt, your thoughts, opening quarter?
It's just, I think, Easton came out with a lot of momentum, a lot of enthusiasm, and they played with great energy. Take nothing away from Pocono Mountain East. It's just they've shot themselves in the foot, I think, a little bit too many times. They need to get something going offensively to help them ease this up a little bit.
Yeah, and just like that, 3rd down and 5, popping off a couple defenders with Rodriguez, and still on his feet, gets to the 30, and I think he's close to that first down marker.
I think this spot over here puts him just past the 30, and with this being the drive off the kickoff, that's going to be a first down, the first one of the game. And that's a step. Coach Burns has to talk to his players. That's a step in the right direction. This long into the first or second quarter was your first down. You need to keep building on that.
Yeah, no question about it. You start the second quarter on a positive. That's a key.
Taking a lot of time here.
They are. They
had to delay a game earlier. And again, those are the mistakes. You take five yards back. You need to get this going a little bit quicker. And I know you got the first down, and the clock is running. You don't want to go too fast, right. But at the same time,
this is going to be close. Yep.
It looks like some miscommunication as number 72, Anthony Manuli, is the one to jump off sides, just trying to get an extra start.
D11sports.com thanks Michael R. Glovis, financial advisor at Morgan Stanley in Easton, for his sponsorship of the game of the week. For all your investment needs, call Michael R. Glovis at 610-559-6380, located at 101 Larry Holmes Drive, Suite 301 in Easton, Pennsylvania. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC, member SIPC.
I got to thank Mike Glovis if he's watching. He met with my son, who's very much into finance and investments, and he took time out of his schedule, didn't have to, just to meet with him and talk to him and try to set him in the right direction.
Yeah, Mike's just a flat out good guy. So underway here in the second quarter, after a penalty, 1st and 15, the ball pushed back. So Ethan McGuire, as they make the change, going to run straight up the middle, and McGuire's off to the races. McGuire with some speed, and McGuire is going to go down inside the 30, 25-20, down to the 10, and will coast in and dive. Oh, he steps out of bounds.
Just steps out at the 6.5 yard line.
Wow.
But again, Ethan McGuire just running at quarterback a little bit there. This gets their running game going, and it puts another guy in the box to run. And he didn't have to step out. I think he thought Fears was coming a little bit closer than he thought. But a big spark for Pocono Mountain East right now, a big spark for their offense to put them inside the 10 and potentially get their first points of the season.
So 1st and goal with McGuire gets in, and McGuire is going to take it. McGuire is going to cut inside the 5. That's about a 60-yard pickup, making it downfield. You're right. I mean, he was looking on his left to see who was coming, and he dove into the end zone, hit that pylon, but he stepped out.
Yeah, we have some switching going on both sides of the ball, trying to get the right personnel on the field. This is something that's plagued Pocono Mountain East this game when they're switching personnel, not having everybody on the field. But you get Rodriguez back in the game. Be interesting. Timeout. It'd be interesting to see if he was going to go to quarterback or to keep McGuire at quarterback and go to receiver.
Well, a good start here for Pocono Mountain East in the second quarter. St. Luke's is the region's largest sports medicine provider, covering more than 200,000 student enrollment and 40,000 student athletes in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, covering 8 counties and providing the most comprehensive and advanced treatment for athletic injuries. St. Luke's offers athletic training, orthopedic care, physical therapy, and concussion management, plus sports performance training for individual athletes and teams. During these extraordinary times, you can trust St. Luke's Sports Medicine to provide extraordinary care. And I want to thank everyone at St. Luke's, John Huff, Greg Lay, Ken Sidlow, and their partnership here with D11 Sports. And again, fans that can't be here tonight, again, look at this crowd. And I always say, if you can't be at the game, what's better, sit down and watch the game. But I've always said this, Matt, and you agree with me 100%. If you're going to a game, you're going to a game.
Absolutely.
And then you go back and you can watch it on, D11sports.com. But, it's a humid night. Again, if it rains, it snows, these students, it snows, they're going. They're coming.
As I'm aging, and I used to wear shorts for every game, no matter what the weather. If it's bad weather, I really don't want to be out. Interesting formation. They move number 4, it looked like, for Pocono Mountain East, Jack Holovaco, up into a single wing formation, and he gets the direct snap from the center. He was like a yard behind the guard. Gets the direct snap and just falls forward, putting them inside the 3.
So we've seen a lot. We've seen a quarterback change. We've seen, different formation. And now the ball sits at the 2-yard line. Rodriguez back, and they'll give it to McGuire. McGuire tries to make the turn and finds the pylon and actually dove in through. A 2-yard touchdown by Ethan McGuire, and that gets the far side fans into the game. First touchdown of the game in 2021, 2 yards by Ethan McGuire.
Absolutely. Single wing again. They come down. They just collapse that side, and the defense cannot get a pursuit angle on McGuire early enough to keep him out of the end zone. And you get a good look on that drive at what Ethan McGuire is able to do and why Coach Burns was so high on him coming into this game.
This is Dave Bezura at the extra point. Low snap. That one is up, and that one is no good. Wide right. So 28-6 after a McGuire drive. He took over at quarterback, went 60 yards or so, and then 2 yards on the touchdown. 28-6. We said he needed something like that. He got something like that. Dan Burns has to be pleased the way they started this quarter.
Absolutely, and what McGuire was able to do, I think that builds a little confidence in the whole offense, the whole team, not just him individually, but everybody. Listen, we did get down early. We did make a lot of mistakes in that first quarter. We dug ourselves a hole. Don't try to dig out of it in one play. It's not going to happen. There's no 28-point play in the playbook. It just doesn't happen. We have to go one step at a time. We have to take it one play at a time. That was a good drive. They were able to also at that time. They stopped Easton on their last offensive drive before the last touchdown until the interception. Can they come out with that same energy defensively and make another stop?
Well, they'll give the ball back.
So we get a good look at Pocono Mountain East kickoff team and kicker.
This is the first time
for number 10, David Bezura.
Since the opening kickoff, correct? Yes.
No, Easton kicked off first.
Kicked off, that's right.
Looks like they're going to try to angle it over to the sideline, keep it from going deep.
Bezura keeps that one up and gives him great field position. The ball gets loose and East has the football. Wow. Don't know who came out of that pile, but I know Rasu wearing Poindexter was one of the guys, number 3. Take a look.
Yeah, they do a nice job keeping it away from Marcus Williams and Javion Thompson, the deep guys. But that time and Bryce Billings doing the right thing, fair catching it. Knowing with that short kick, they're coming down on him. We tried to fair catch it, but Unfortunately, it slips out of his hands, and it did look like Pershing Waring is the one who comes up with the fumble recovery, setting up that East offense with great field position to build off that previous offensive drive.
And Matt, that was Rasu Waring Poindexter, correct?
I believe it was.
So just things have changed here real quickly if you're a Pocono Mountain East fan.
You know, a lot of coaches like to do off a big turnover like that. You're trying to change momentum. Will they take a deep threat here, try to throw the ball deep, get a quick one?
Well, they give the ball up right away. Ethan McGuire, I think it was Rizzolino that nailed him.
Yeah, Nino Rizzolino coming through on a blitz. He reads it right away, comes through, makes a tackle for a loss, and unfortunately for Pocono Mountain East, Ethan McGuire limps off the field. I hope he's okay and he's able to get back in a game quickly because Pocono Mountain East needs him.
Yeah, they got him in the thigh there, and it was a big pop, and you saw it right off the bat. But yeah, that's a big concern for because things started going in a positive way as we're under 9 minutes.
But what it does for Coach Burns, hopefully, is give them the opportunity to have somebody else step up for this offense because it can't just be Ethan McGuire play after play after play. Looks like we're going to get a delay of game again.
Well, you had mentioned it before on a couple of occasions. They're taking a lot of time coming after each play. You got great field position. You just had, where the ball was. Now one of your top players gets dinged up. He's on the sideline being attended to and looked at, and all of a sudden another, penalty.
And as you said, that's a tough one because you have a plan going forward with him at quarterback. Then he comes up limping. Then you have to quickly adjust to a different plan and then get ready to go forward with that one.
The quick toss and the completion to Waring Poindexter, and then a flag at the end of that play. And
you have to think this is going to be a late hit.
This is going to be an interesting call, showing where the ball is at right now.
Yeah, it looks like a late hit against Easton. Penalties, one thing that Coach Brado was worried about, that playing disciplined was that plagued them in previous years. And this early in the game, they've been good with it until now.
Well, you're looking at a 3rd down and 8 or so, or 3rd down and maybe a little bit right in that range, and all of a sudden you got yourself 1st down inside the 20-yard line.
Absolutely. And what you don't want to do is give a team life. You're giving them an opportunity. You're giving them a chance, and you're giving them confidence. Something that you don't want to do, especially with their star player over on the sideline still. They're reeling a little bit. Now all of a sudden you're giving them chances. That you don't want to do that this early in the season.
Yeah, I agree 100%. The ball sits at the 18-yard line. Again, Rodriguez back in there at the QB position. Rodriguez comes some pressure again and tries to bounce out of pressure, and there's all red jerseys there waiting for him. And really at that point, pick your poison. Who took him down? A bunch of players in there for the Red Rovers with a big spot.
Absolutely. I think both defensive ends, number 67, Nathaniel Hudgens, and number 4, Javon Frutchie, are the two right now getting the pressure on the quarterback, just keeping him in the pocket. He has nowhere to go. He's not able to step up. He's not able to go anywhere. And he can't find time and he can't get comfortable in the pocket.
Rodriguez, again, red jerseys take him down, and right now they started her at the 18 and all the way back to about the 32-yard line.
And that time, again, talking about, I hate to, just be a broken record, but talking about those defensive ends, that time number 4, Javon Frutchie, again, not letting the quarterback get outside and get to the perimeter. They're trying to run a sweep play with him to get him outside. He did not let it happen, made Rodriguez step up, cut up underneath. The rest of the defense flowed to the ball and were able to make the tackle. So a long 3rd down with some personnel changes coming for Pocono Mountain East again, but a long 3rd down, thinking you might see Coach Burns in that offense look at a screen play or look at trying to get something down the field.
So 3rd down and long, that ball just trickles towards Rodriguez. He's going to just have to go and try to get some yards, and he does, and gets back down to the 20-yard line. So, Matt,
Gives them a chance.
Yeah,
Gives them a chance.
Yep, you put yourself in a position, and that's all you ask for at that point.
Because you're 2 downs here. No, I'm sorry, it's fourth down. Fourth down. So, but you give yourself a chance to do something. And even if you don't get it, at least Easton's backed up. They're not getting good field position. They haven't had good field position since the change of the quarter.
So 4th down and about 11 yards. Rodriguez pumps and throws, and that one, I thought it was picked off. But either way, Easton will get the football back, so no damage done after the fumble on the kickoff. And Easton will get the ball back inside 6 minutes.
Yeah, it's number 10, Kyle Evancho, coming up from his safety spot, nearly come up with that interception. And honestly, if he would have caught that with the one-handed catch, it would have been a loss of a yard.
Yeah, that's right.
So to actually get a yard back by him not catching that.
And on the handoff, and taken there by Williams. And Williams is going to go 80 yards for the touchdown. So as quickly as Pocono Mountain comes in, Marcus Williams has just scored his 5th touchdown of the night, 80 yards.
You get a look here, or you get a look at the end of the run, but before that, Pocono Mountain East, again, just not able to get their personnel on the field quick enough. Easton gets up to the line, the whistle's blown, they start it, and Marcus Williams, they run to the opposite side of the field where the defense was coming in from. They just didn't get anybody over there. The offensive line opened up the holes, and it was just Marcus Williams the rest of the way after breaking 1 tackle.
So Marlucci with the extra point. 35-6 is your score. And Matt, that's got to be a tough one. You know, if you're Pocono Mountain East, you know, one of your key players gets dinged up. He's on the sideline, still being attended to. By the way, I'm not sure. You know, I don't think we're going to see him for the rest of this half for sure. You know, that being said, you know, we don't know his status, and we'll have to, you know, wait and see. And then all of a sudden you come up with that big shot right there.
Yeah, and he is a two-way player. He does play safety for the defense. You have to think Coach Burns is just going to keep him on offense because he's your offense right now. He can get the ball to the other guys, but he's your offense, and you need to get him healthy just to play offense to try to get something going. At this point, the score is not the important thing. What's important is them continuing to just build momentum one step at a time.
Your thoughts of Marcus Williams? 5 carries, 5 touchdowns.
He's doing what he needs to do. You know, he's getting through. Offensive line is keeping a lot of contact off of him, which is what they need with him with his speed. Allow him not to take a lot of hits and allow him just to go and run.
Well, this one to be returned from the 10-yard line. So you mentioned it before. You're kicking off.
I don't know. Maybe it's because they're kicking the other way.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, he's kicking away from the scoreboard that time, and it only got to the 10-yard line, and that's almost a 20-yard difference than what he'd been doing in the first quarter.
Is it like Giant Stadium then? They open up the tunnel and it blows the other way?
It might be. I mean, do you see a strong gust of wind, strong winds coming through downtown Easton?
No, I wasn't here yet. You saw them. I didn't get there yet.
Oh, I saw some nasty rain earlier today, thinking, man, if this continues, this is going to be a nasty night. So it still looks like Hafler being worked on the far sideline, so the Pocono Mountain East offense going to have to do something without him.
And the pressure again.
And that time it was number 58, Cadell Samuel, getting the push up front. Looked like Pocono Mountain East pulling 2 guys, trying to get a quarterback counter, but Samuel getting too much penetration in the middle to allow any of the blockers to get to where they need to be.
Looking to throw, and will connect. That one caught at the 20-yard line and tripped up quickly. Reception made by Jack Halavaco.
Yeah, Jack Halavaco is our H-back / tight end. He's the one who's going to come with a lot of those underneath routes. And you kind of lose him as a linebacker. You really have to be disciplined to find them coming across, sneaking just underneath the linebacker level, just beyond the defensive line. And Rodriguez buys enough time to let him come across, find him for the catch.
So inside 5 minutes, looking to throw, airs one up, has a receiver, and that one incomplete, about maybe 3 yards ahead of the intended receiver in Frank DeMilto.
Yeah, Frank DeMilto does a double move on the Easton secondary and able to get the defense to be a little bit too aggressive and jump on the first break, and then they just break behind him and get him deep.
They'll punt off. I can hear that crowd.
So key here, Al. Ethan McGuire was your punter. Now you have David Becerra.
Yep.
Who's just a kicker, and it looks like we have a flag. Probably going to be a hold.
Well, there's some extracurricular going on with a couple players at the same time, and I don't know who's going to get called on the play. But you're right. You lose your kicker as well. You use, your punter and stuff. That changes things. That ball goes straight up in the air.
Okay, so this we just talked about it earlier. This is not something at Easton that you can let happen.
Guys, I want to tell you about one of our new sponsors.
35-6 is your score here with right around 4 minutes remaining in the first half. Matt, I'm looking just because I look, and this place is jammed. This place is packed. The far side, Pocono Mountain East, has to travel a little further, but as far as Easton fans, they've been waiting a long time to be in here. It's a brand new stadium, and they are taking it and they're enjoying it.
Absolutely, and I think you have to credit the Pocono Mountain East fans as well. They have a good crowd on the far side.
Yep, I agree with that as well.
So that time was number 9, Simeon Reed on the run play, getting the offense going again. Offense breaks the huddle, comes up to the line quickly, and gets the play off fast, trying to catch Pocono Mountain East off bounds.
So inside 4 to play. First down. Lots of time for a second, and then Transu's going to throw, and that one is incomplete. Was looking in the direction of Thompson. Skipped underneath his hands.
Not sure what happened there. It looked like Transu was looking for somebody out on the edge for a screen pass, and nobody was there.
Matt, we've been talking about the offense when it comes to the running. The rushing has been tremendous. Obviously, you're talking right now, 7 carries between 2 players, 5 touchdowns, and, over 200 yards or so. Hutchinson and Williams. And this one is J.V. Johnson, and he's right down at that first down marker, and I believe he will move the chains.
Yeah, the right side of the line did a nice job collapsing that whole left side of the defensive front. It was number 73, Odin Ferenczi, number 71, Trent Griffin. They just washed that whole side down, and J.V. Johnson uses the blocks of them and the fullback to get the first down.
So the ball's on a 35. The quick toss pass to Thompson. Thompson has a blocks now, stutter steps and goes through and still on his feet and gets inside the 15 down to the 13-yard line.
Yeah, very fortunate for Easton. Didn't look like they were all set offensively before the ball was snapped, but they get the ball out to J.V. Thompson, a positive pass play for Easton to get things going.
Matt, the side of the Marcus Williams 80-yard run, that's the first play really on this side of the field all night.
Yes, absolutely.
So the ball sits at the 13-yard line, and they go on the ground. Look at a burst of speed, 13-yard touchdown by Simeon Reed.
And Simeon Reed with a trap run, following the offensive guard. Nate Hudgens pulls to the right. You'll see number 67, left side of the line, pull to the right, get a nice kick out. And then it's the rest of the offensive line and number 73, Odin Ferenczi, getting downfield to the second level to free up Simeon Reed for the touchdown.
Martolucci with the extra point. And that one is up, and that is good. And with 2:40 or so remaining, Matt, it's 42-6. And if you're Pocono Mountain East, Matt, you're in a position where you need to score here.
I think you do, but again, it's a big hill to climb. You don't want to get ahead of yourself. You had one good drive. Now what you need to do is just get your guys just believing in little things one at a time. You need to at least get something going in a positive direction. And then the touchdowns will come after that.
Well, right now at a 42-6, if they don't score, that mercy rule will go into effect at the start of the third quarter. But again, you're Pocono Mountain East. You know, you're building. You lost a player. I'm not sure if I saw him trying to run on the sidelines, and they wrapped his right leg, I believe it was.
I'm not sure if he's sitting over on the bench and looks like there's ice on his ankle, but I don't think that's him.
No.
Still haven't seen him move around too much.
So you got your quarterback deep to receive. This one will trickle down to the 2-yard line, and it's picked up there by Rodriguez, and Rodriguez is running for cover and gets up to the 15. So good job in the run back, and that was a different kicker. That was Michael Lopez that jumped in.
Yeah, different kicker, and it looked like Rodriguez and the other returner both were coming forward to block for the other, thinking the other person was going to catch the ball, and neither one of them went for the ball. Fortunately for Rodriguez, he does get back and pick it up because it did not go into the end zone. That would have been a free ball for Easton.
So change of possession. We'll start from the 14-yard line. Rodriguez gets popped inside the 5 down to about the 4-yard line. Wow, what a stick.
It's a lot of discipline. Go back to those defensive ends, and looks like Javon Frutchie, he's the one that was out there. He gets up a little slow. But these defensive ends have been containing this passing attack and not letting Pocono Mountain East, whether it be Hafler, Rodriguez, or McGuire, get outside.
So inside 2 minutes. Try to get some yards on the ground and at least give them some positive yards. They do inside the 10.
Be interesting to see if Easton decides to use any timeouts in the minute and a half left in the half to maybe get their offense going in a short amount of time. Get some things going, like that short no huddle offense.
So we're approaching the 1 minute mark. 3rd down and long. The first down marker is right around the 24-yard line and gets that one off. That one incomplete.
Yeah, once again trying to use the strength of Easton to your offense to let that defensive line come. 2 guys, Cadell Samuel sat on the screen pass, as well as Aiden Hutchison, number 5. He was out there, and Pocono Mountain East had nowhere to go on that screen pass if it were to be completed.
Number 6, Marcus Williams, east for the Red Rover. David Basura, number 10, in punt formation.
So they're going to have to punt from their own end zone.
And once again, remember, new punter in there, only a second punt this game.
And that one gets blocked. And Easton will fall on it.
Looked like number 80, Brady Correll, is the one who fell on it. And the block came from the middle. It looked like Brock Harris, number 27, may have been the one who got his hands on the block.
Brady Correll, touchdown Red Rover.
So number 80, Brady Carell, a freshman, is the one who gets the touchdown. He falls on it after the punt block. And again, it looked like it was number 27, Brock Harris, the one who blocked it.
Into the hole. Martelucci's kick is good.
It looked like Easton, fortunate there, didn't have enough guys on the line for the PAT. Officials don't see it. They're able to get that play off and get the extra point. Here you get to see the punt block. Expecting Williams at midfield, expecting the ball. You see coming through the middle, just a number of players. Could have, honestly, it looked like it might have been number 16, Dylan Reed, backup quarterback, is the one that may have gotten through there and get the block.
Either way, they get the block, and the touchdown was indeed Brady Carell to make it 49-6 at the 101 mark.
Looks like Lopez is going to get another chance at the kickoff.
Matt, interesting when you look at it. It's been a long, very long first half, but they're getting the job done if you're Easton Red Rover.
They are. They're getting things done on special teams. Defensively, I think they're playing solid. Other than a couple misplays like the double move that they bid on, other than that, they've been playing solid defensively. And offensively, the running game's been going. I think it's just a matter of now, can the passing game catch up to the run game?
Looking to run this one back is Rodriguez, and he gets up towards the 17-yard line or so.
It looked like number 31, Cooper Troxel, was the first one in to make contact. And then it looked like number 12 for Easton, Matt DeLiso, and number 21, Gio Macario, were the two that finished the tackle off.
Number 21, Gio Macario on the tackle for the Red Rovers. First down and 10 for the Cardinals. Interesting before I said, maybe the last drive of the first half, and, you still have 53 seconds left, and it's going to be hard knowing you're going into the locker room down by that much and kind of have to regroup to come back out for it. But as you said, first game of the year, so much going on, and these kids are eager to play. They've waited so long to get outside to play with everything that we've been through with COVID as they float one to the far side of the field to Franco DeMilta.
Yeah, quick pass out to DeMilto. A good positive play for the offense, but you're right. They've been through a lot. As I said earlier in the pregame, these kids have been through a lot over this last year and a half, and they've been resilient. They've been nothing but resilient in all aspects. As a teacher, I've seen it. As a coach, I've seen it. And you see it in the community. They're finding ways to be safe, but still, be social.
Looking to throw again, and a quick toss far side. And the first down as they move the chains up across the 35 towards I believe it was the 37-yard line after the pass completion was made into the hands of Rasu Waring Poindexter.
And it looks like we'll see the clock run out on the half on that play.
So the Easton Red Rovers with the big lead, 49-6 at half. We'll keep it right here. And we'll go down to Kieran Lencheski, who has Jeff Brado. Kieran?
Here with Easton head coach Jeff Brado. Coach, clearly it's working in the first half so far. Thoughts on it?
Listen, it's an opening game. You expect maybe to make some mistakes and stuff, and I thought our guys have been playing some pretty good disciplined football, with the exception of one play we couldn't tackle. But I think everything else we've been doing a great job.
Right. Well, I won't take up too much of your time, but thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
I'll back to you in the booth.
All right, Kieran, thanks a lot. Obviously, you get those thoughts. It's the first time Coach Brado's going into that locker room. First game here, obviously goes in with a positive note.
Yeah, they do. I mean, obviously, he's going to go in and they're going to look as a staff, not near where they want to be, but they have to be ecstatic about the energy that the kids brought to the field, the way they started this game, and the way they just continued to play. They didn't play down to anybody. They played at their level, and they're continuing to push at that level.
Well, we'll take a break here. You're watching our D11sports.com Game of the Week presented by St. Luke Sports Medicine. Take a quick break. Be back here at halftime. And right now the score 49-6 in favor of the Red Rovers. Back after this.
St. Luke's Orthopedic Care. Extraordinary care in motion.
At St. Luke's Orthopedic Care, you can trust us with your hands, feet, shoulders, hips, and knees. Because healthy bones and joints mean you can do more. You can trust us to recommend the right approach to care, including joint-sparing treatments and therapies. And when surgery is the only choice, we offer options to help you heal faster, including technology-assisted joint replacements and muscle-sparing hip surgery. St. Luke's, the orthopedic care you trust, now more than ever.
St. Luke's Orthopedic Care. Extraordinary care in motion.
We are back here at Cottingham Stadium, so glad you could join us for our first game of the year, our D11sports.com Game of the Week, presented by St. Luke Sports Medicine. Al DiCarlo, Matt Avancho with you, Kieran Lencheski down the field, also Dave Micah Jr., my partner in crime for D11 Sports down there. We want to thank Jim Pekrisak, the athletic director here, Greg Hess, everyone here making this possible. And we want to thank all the athletic directors for everything they do with local sports. You know, we try our best to get everyone on as well at the same time, and you know, we're excited to do so as well. St. Luke's is the region's largest sports medicine provider, covering more than 200,000 student enrollment and 40,000 student athletes in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, covering 8 counties and providing the most comprehensive and advanced treatment for athletic injuries. St. Luke's offers athletic training, orthopedic care, physical therapy, and concussion management, plus sports performance training for individual athletes and teams. During these extraordinary times, you can trust St. Luke's Sports Medicine to provide extraordinary care. With that, we go down to the field and the Pocono Mountain East marching band. Take a listen. Stuck with all them over there. That's right. So we'll get that one. Let's do this. Great performance by the marching band for Pocono Mountain East. Today's game brought to you by Michael R. Glovis, financial advisor at Morgan Stanley, located at 101 Larry Holmes Drive, Suite 301 in Easton, Pennsylvania. For all your investment needs, call Michael R. Glovis at 610-559-6380. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC, member SIPC. Ringer's Roost Tavern at 1801 West Liberty Street in Allentown. Enjoy their great burgers, wings, and more while you dine inside or outside for lunch or dinner. For more information, call 610-437-4941 or drop on by to Ringer's Roost Tavern in Allentown. I want to thank all our sponsors tonight. Karen Lencheski, her first time on the sidelines. And right now we go back down to the sidelines and a very large band in Easton, and we go down to the field and listen to the Easton Red Rovers marching band. We're at the half. It's 49-6. Take a listen. Great performances by both Pocono Mountain East Band and the Easton Marching Band here on D11Sports.com. Our game of the week presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine. So glad you could join us on this first Friday of the 2021 season. A great looking field. You know, St. Luke's one of our great partners, and they have their logo on the field as well. And I was here the other night for the grand opening, tremendous, and just this fan base is just absolutely tremendous. And obviously, we wish both of these teams the very best of luck. Not only these games down the future, we'll have them next week as well. With that, we take a quick break. You're watching our D11sports.com Game of the Week, presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine. Back after this.
Do you have a scheduled therapy appointment? Keep it. Need to start therapy? Physical therapy at St. Luke's is here for you. If you can't come to the office, see your therapist with a virtual visit from your home. Virtual visits are available for physical, occupational, and speech therapy appointments. You can use your smartphone, tablet, or computer to connect. So don't miss your scheduled therapy appointment. Call Physical Therapy at St. Luke's today and ask about a virtual visit. St. Luke's knows that trust is the foundation of all relationships. It's earned over time. It's the type of relationship you should have with your healthcare team. While our healthcare needs are different, one thing is constant. St. Luke's is focused on building a lasting relationship with you, earning your trust and putting your well-being first. When it comes to great healthcare, trust is essential. St. Luke's, the care you trust, now more than ever. St. Luke's knows that trust.
We're back here at Cottingham Stadium. This one got out of the way quick, 21-0. Things changed a little bit. Let's take a look at some highlights in the first half, Matt.
Yeah, it definitely got off quickly for Easton in a running game behind Aiden Hutchinson, number 5, and number 6, Marcus Williams, who comes out of the first half with, I believe, 5 touchdowns. Just able to do a lot of things. You saw his first touchdown. Here's his second of the first quarter, getting blocks and then using his speed to get to the perimeter and putting it in. And, again, those two were set up by big runs by Aiden Hutchinson. This time Marcus Williams down the far sideline cuts back, able to keep his balance and stay in bounds, picks up a late block there for the 40-yard touchdown run and just waltzes into the end zone. And again, it's just some more Marcus Williams. This time from about 4 yards out, he runs it in for the touchdown after a huge hole. Pocono Mountain East gets on the board late in the gets in the board early in the second quarter, I apologize, and behind Ethan McGuire, 2 big runs by Ethan McGuire. He first puts him inside the 7 with a 60-yard run, then a 2-yard touchdown. But then on the ensuing possession for Easton's offense comes out, breaks the huddle quickly, gets them set up, and the Pocono Mountain East defense is not ready, and Marcus Williams takes it 80 yards for the touchdown to put them well ahead in this game. Last offensive score for Easton was by number 9, Simeon Reed, on the trap play following his big tackle. Odin Ferenczi for the touchdown run. And then after that, it was a punt block by Easton, recovered by Brady Correll in the end zone for the touchdown to put Easton up 42-6.
Some good highlights there. I want to thank Sports Fan Base Network being out here. Bill Lewis punching the buttons, doing a great job. Nice crew as well. And a great night. That rain got behind us. I don't want to say it too soon, but a little worried earlier when that rain was coming down.
Absolutely. I was driving in it, and I was extremely worried what was going to happen.
Taking a look at the schedule. Actually, you went through the scoring, but I'll just give it to you again. Marcus Williams, a 9-yard touchdown run after Aiden Hutchinson had that big run about 40-plus. And a 52-yard run by Hutchinson. Down to the 8, an 8-yard run by Marcus Williams made it 14-0. Marcus Williams then goes 40 yards for the score. Bryce Billings with the INT added a 15-yard face mask to the 13-yard line. And a 4-yard touchdown by Marcus Williams, 4th of the night, made it 28-0. Ethan McGuire with a 60-yard run and led to a 2-yard touchdown by McGuire, 28-6. Then after a fumble off the kickoff, but eventually it was Marcus Williams, 80-yard touchdown run, 5th of the night, make it 35-6. They would add a 9-yard run for a touchdown by Simeon Reed. And then Brady Correll, as we said, recovered the fumble in the end zone to make it 49-6. And with that, Easton gets the football to start the second half.
And you have to think for Easton, being the second half is going to run on that mercy clock, mercy rule, where it will just run and stop very seldom. You have to think those players are going to have some time, the starters, but not much as they start this second half.
Next week, we'll be right back here at Easton. But tomorrow, we have a game. We're in the Colonial League tomorrow. 2:30 start between Penn and the Wilson Warriors. Check that one out. We're excited to be there at Smith Field as we go to the Colonial League. And then moving on, again, we'll be back here against Parkland will be Easton. And then we'll have a double dip on September 11th. Emmaus at Central Catholic, East Stroudsburg South at Deerhoof. Our next couple games. Again, follow us on D11sports.com on our website. Go to our Twitter at D11sports. You can hit us up on Facebook as well. And if you're an interested student, want to be a part of our program, check us out. Contact us. Contact your athletic director, and we'll get you on board. Trying to get the students involved in broadcast journalism. And, boy, I tell you what, knowledge is power, and they learn so quickly like sponges. Easton gets the ball right around the 47-yard line, Matt, to start things off.
And that time, Easton able to corral that one in. Same type of kickoff that happened earlier in the first half that was able to be recovered by Pocono Mountain East. But this time, Easton able to get the fair catch, start right out on the 46-yard line this third quarter.
On the handoff, and taken there by J.V. Johnson, and Johnson with the start run. Now, Matt, one thing, Easton goes with a different quarterback to start the second half. They're winning handily 49-6. You don't want your quarterback to get hurt. Same time, though, 6 passes, 7 passes, not that many completions. Concern, not a concern?
Well, I think you have to look at it, weigh the odds. Do you want to put your offense back in there? I know a lot of coaches will put their starting offenses back in just for one drive, but this also gives their backup quarterback an opportunity to play and with a lot of the starters in case he has to go in at some point in time.
So Tristan Fitzpatrick is your quarterback, and the handoff quickly and coasting in is Marcus Williams. He's still in there, and that's 6 touchdowns on the night. That one from 32.
Yeah, and you have to credit when you see this replay. Number 2, Juju Fears, the junior. He just manhandles his defender and puts him on the ground, and then Marcus Williams just waltzes into the end zone from that block.
That was his 5th, correct? I'm confused now. 6th.
I believe it's his 6th. He had 5 in the first half.
Extra point attempt. Maybe the only thing that didn't go right tonight. 55-6.
Yeah, it looked like that snap was a little low, and the holder, Kyle Evantra, not able to handle it and get it on the tee for Martellucci.
So Easton comes out, they get great field position to start things off, and they go 2 plays or 3 plays and go in for a touchdown from 32 yards for Marcus Williams.
Yeah, great start to the second half to be able to get that touchdown quickly and get on the board. And I think you'll start to see more and more of those starters for Easton come out, and it's not a slap against Pocono Mountain East. You get the second team in there. These kids are battling for positions. They want to try to move up the depth chart and get in that starting lineup. Coach Brado said, he felt leaving camp, he felt after the scrimmage last week and in this week of practice, they pretty much solidified their guys. But this is the opportunity for those kids. If they want more time, they need to go out on the field and they need to earn it.
This one well in hand, 55-6. Now the clock becomes a factor as obviously it's going to start moving along a little bit. Again, at this pace, Lopez has it on the tee, and he gets a good boot. And this one Yeah, almost for the second time. Stopped around the 1 yard line. It's amazing.
Just about did. If you can work with him a little bit more, it's like your sandwich there. You just put it up in the air and just drops it with the backspin.
Exactly.
Drops it right on a dime.
Pocono East. They will be home at Stroudsburg. Then have East Stroudsburg North on the 10th. Allen at home on the 17th. East Stroudsburg South on the 24th to close out the month of September.
So Al, for Pocono Mountain East, still don't see Ethan McGuire, so you have to think Coach Burns at this point going to just hold him out and try to get him healthy for the weeks coming.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want any more damage. Game's in hand already. You don't want anything, moving in that direction. Carried by James Boyd, sophomore. Again, you're seeing some different players in there for both teams. And, when a game ends up being out of hand, again, you mentioned it. You get a chance to get in there. You get a chance maybe that you thought you weren't going to get in. Now when you get in, you better perform because your coach is looking at a little thing. We're first team, second team, they don't care at that point. They're seeing what you're doing.
And absolutely, you're looking at these kids. They're about one injury away from being in the starting lineup. And if you can, what you do is, you build towards the future as well. I remember back, when playing here my junior year, we beat teams pretty well, pretty handily, and we got younger kids in so that the next year, like my senior year, you had a friend of mine, Jason Scher, he was able to get a lot of playing time in that junior year season to help us in my senior season when he was a junior.
On the handoff, nowhere to go. They lose a bunch of yards down inside the 10-yard line. And we'll have to punt the football away. Easton will get it back.
Yeah, you get a chance to see.
Marcus Williams had 5 carries, 5 touchdowns. Not sure if he had 6 for 6. I think there was an extra carry in there, but I'm not positive.
There's 1 or 2, I think, in there.
Okay.
I think there may have been 1 or 2.
Still, 8 carries, 6 touchdowns, 9 carries, 6 touchdowns. So that's a solid night.
It is, but,
that offensive line has been tremendous.
The offensive line has been doing the job. But you have to be careful that, you don't look at this game and get ahead of yourself.
Correct.
This is one game. A lot of things fell your way. Yes, you made a lot of them fall your way, but again, a lot of them fell your way. So you need to make sure you get back at work and get ready because, there's no time to rest. You have Parkland coming in next Friday, who very well may not have a game this week. So they will be coming in without being hit, and they're fresh, ready to go, and they want to make a name in this stadium.
So 55-6 is your score. As far as Coach Burns is concerned, he has another half, even though it's shortened with the mercy rule in effect, but he wants to see these players do their best and not give up.
Exactly, and I think he knew coming in he was facing an uphill battle. It definitely was an uphill battle for Pocono Mountain East. You had the opening night of the new stadium. These kids getting back out here. After abbreviated junior season, the senior group wants to make a name for themselves in the new stadium. There's a lot of things going on that they were already facing that uphill battle, and now you just have to continue to build as best you can, one piece at a time.
Wow. That ball goes backwards and goes down to about the 6-yard line.
Yeah, Bizarro had a lot of pressure coming off the middle at him. Wasn't able to get a good kick out, and then it's just the bounce bringing the ball back.
It'll be first down and goal to go from the 6. So the ball at the 6-yard line. And on the ground it goes. And a touchdown on the first play. And this time it goes into the hands of Cooper Troxel, the sophomore.
And that's an opportunity there again. You get to see one of those young kids get in there, get an opportunity to make a name and try to show the coaches what he's capable of doing. And that time snap comes back. Martellucci puts it through the uprights to get the extra point, making it now 55-6. Clock stopped at 7 minutes in the third quarter. Clock will stop for changes in possession and after touchdowns like this, and for injury times in running under the mercy rule. And now as we come back, we said we don't see Ethan McGuire. He hasn't been back on the field after that hit. We hope precautionary. Hope is just precautionary, that just holding him out, and he's going to be ready to go next week.
Yeah, that's first thing. It's your first game. You play so hard, you play so strong, you play so tough, and it gets away from you. At the same time as it gets away from you, it's still, you hope for the very best, and you hope it's not anything. He did take a big stick too. It took a big hit. 62-6. All Red Rovers. But you mentioned it. If you're Easton, while this game's in hand, you have a team that's going to be hungry coming in.
Absolutely, and Coach Momsen's going to have his team prepared, ready to come in here to battle.
So Pocono Mountain East will get the ball back at the 25-yard line. Matt, take us to the beginning of this game where, you're Pocono Mountain East. You started the ball at the 20 to 20 to 20, then inside the 15 after a penalty. You really never got a chance to get off, and you were down 21-0 that fast.
Yeah, you're right. You hit it right there. So number of opportunities number of times your backs were against the wall, and then you also didn't help yourself and put your back against the wall even further. You just never had a chance to just get yourself going, and then all of a sudden you look up, you're playing catch-up.
I'm looking down below, and the crowd's just tremendous. Going on the ground, and you mentioned it. Let's talk about the interior line of Easton. Again, may have some secondary players in there now, but all night long they have done their job.
They have, and I think they've kind of, the front four on defense, I think, have overwhelmed the offensive line of Pocono Mountain East. But then also the offensive line, I think, did a fine job opening up holes for Marcus Williams and getting to the second level. They were able to sustain their blocks one-on-one, and then off double teams, able to get up to the next level and pick up linebackers. And Marcus Williams and Aiden Hutchinson weren't hitting players, weren't seeing defenders until they got to like 10, 15 yards downfield.
Boyd with another carry. Again, yards have been hard to come by for Pocono Mountain East tonight.
And you look on the flip side of this too, Al. Pocono Mountain East, Coach Burns and his staff, you have some new guys in there. You have some guys that potentially were looking to vie for starting positions. Now they're in a game situation. It's different than a scrimmage. You're in a live game. Get to see what you're made of and what you're capable of doing.
Absolutely right. That one tossed, and he was looking in the direction of Josh Marrero. The ball was dropped. He was trying to maybe turn, go upfield a little bit. Bring up a fourth down. Matt, as much as we talk about hey, it's the first game in Cottingham and everything else and stuff like that, it's not. It's more than that. It's and we talked about it a little bit before. People are around. They're floating around. You don't see the masks on right now. Again, a little bit of normalcy where we're at. I know when the players go in the locker room, they have to have their masks on, a little bit different. But that being said, it's the fans they've been waiting to come out. They've been waiting to come out.
Absolutely, they have been. And like you said, getting back to a little bit of normalcy and somewhat of a new normal as well. But you have to be careful. We can't get ahead of ourselves, I don't think. Talking to Dave Micah Jr., across the state of Pennsylvania, 19 games were canceled or postponed today, this week. So that's concerning. So we have to be careful. And I know coaching staffs. You have to take caution because you don't want it to be your program being shut down. You want to make sure you're still moving forward. So you need to make sure you're crossing every I, dotting every T, or crossing every T, dotting every I.
Yeah, there you go.
And making sure your kids are doing what they need to do to keep it moving.
We get a whistle here, and as you say that, Pocono Mountain East, Pleasant Valley and Parkland, one game postponed. Then on a Thursday, 24 hours or so before a game, Northern Lehigh and Panther Valley not going, and they jumped around, some emails flying and stuff like that. And next thing you know, you get a game, you're Northern Lehigh, and a chance to play on a Friday night on 24 hours notice.
Absolutely. And, and I think at this point in time, what's phenomenal is, you have coaching staffs now. If you did that to a coaching staff a few years ago, they would have went, no, we're not playing that game. We're not doing it. Now it's like, we got a game? Yes, please. Yes. We'll take it. They're not second guessing at all. They don't care about preparing. They're just going to go play.
Gio Macario, 26 yards for the touchdown.
And again, it's that running game of Easton, being able to open up holes and get these running backs lanes to get free and not being touched until they're way down the field.
I don't have the program, but I'm not sure the last time that Easton's put up 69 points, if this is through. (69-6). Again, coming into this game, everyone expected Easton, to come out victorious. At the same time, again, going up 21-0, that helps matters to put you in a position.
Absolutely. You get a good look there. The linemen don't always get the credit that they deserve. But you saw number 63, Nick Roberts, sophomore offensive lineman. He's getting some playing time, and he gets down, gets a good look at how they're getting to those linebackers and just keying and just pinning them inside, allowing these running backs to get north-south without being touched.
North Schuylkill and Mount Carmel tied at 7-7. So Lopez, we've seen what he done. He put one at the 1.5 and then put one into the end zone, but it was just close. Let's see if this one should be handled, and it will be at the 7, or it won't be. Inside the 3, and now going to try to rotate and go the other side, and being taken down. So that one dribbled through the hands of James Hagner.
And bringing him down on a tackle, number 12, Matt DeLiso.
Matt, we see the two youngest coaches within 24 hours. Tonight, Coach Burns, only 26 years of age, and tomorrow we see Brady Mutton, Penn, I believe only 25 years of age.
Hey, and you tried to convince me Coach Burns was 24. He quickly corrected you. Nope, I'm 26.
I said, are you 24? He goes, no, 26. I apologize.
Even like if you go through his coaching career, even at 26, he's been coaching for a long time.
Yep.
And it's not like he's 26 and he's only been coaching a year or two. I mean, you're looking, 7 years?
He was a graduate in 2013, Stroudsburg. Played for Fred Ross. Played for Joe Bernard.
At the University of Albany and up in New York.
Coach with them, and then East Stroudsburg South with Matt Walters in Stroudsburg 6 years. So you're right. He's been there. He's been doing a lot coming in. So he does have that experience coming through. And again, they regroup. Again, we talk about the South and the North, and the difference. Right now, and Rob Milosky was the coach of Pocono Mountain East for a couple of years and stepped down to spend more time with his family. I actually saw Robbie at Northampton, the scrimmage between Northampton and Central, and he had his headset coming on at halftime or whatever it was, and I thought, oh, what is he, an evaluator now? And the next thing I know, he's back on the staff with Tim McGorry at Central Catholic, and it was nice to see him and chat with him a little bit. So obviously still, big part of the Pocono Mountain School District and doing what he's doing up there, but not the head coach and, passing over the reins, to Dan Burns.
And I think, as we talk to Coach Burns, you really like talking to him, he's a Southern gentleman. you quickly, in talking to him, quickly see how he's from the South, and he has that the way he speaks and the way he goes about things. I think he's really going to do a lot of good things at Pocono Mountain East. He's going to get them going over time. It's just, he's 2 years in, and as he said, he was hired in March of the 1 year and then didn't get to see his kids until July.
Yeah.
And that's a tough situation. And all of a sudden you're like, July, hey, coach, turn around and get these kids ready to play some games in an abbreviated season. Oh, hey, coach, deal with the national pandemic. Like, in his first year as a head coach, he had so much to deal with. He's finally, like you said, we talked about normalcy. He's going to finally get a normal season here and then try to get a normal off season and get ready to go in the future.
And this one take a great roll all the way up to the 45, 47-yard line. And Easton comes up. They add a couple more touchdowns here in the third quarter. One by Marcus Williams, his sixth of the night. Cooper Troxel, a 6-yard touchdown. And Gio Macario from 26 yards. It's 69-6 after 3. We'll be back after this. You're watching our D11sports.com Game of the Week presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine.
Medical emergencies can and do happen during COVID-19.
One American has a heart attack or stroke every 40 seconds.
And one American dies from stroke every 4 minutes.
Heart attacks and strokes will not wait until a pandemic runs its course.
It is not safe to sit home and hope the symptoms pass. It is safe to come to St. Luke's.
Our EMS crews and ambulances
Are ready for you, taking every measure to keep you safe.
St. Luke's Orthopedic Care. Extraordinary care in motion.
We are back here. 69-6 is your score, and Kieran Lencheski is down with Jim Pokrivsak, the athletic director of Easton.
Hi, I'm here with Easton's athletic director, Jim Pokrivsak. Jim, it is not always that you get to start the season out in a new stadium. How are you feeling tonight, and what are your thoughts?
Well, we feel like we're back home, considering we haven't played here for 2 years. And I don't think we missed a beat at all when you look at the fans and the spectators. And we're probably close to 5,000 spectators tonight, which is great for a high school football game in an atmosphere. So welcome all the Easton people back home. It's a great atmosphere, and Cottingham Stadium is open again.
That's awesome. That's great. And not only is it a big night for everyone here, but it's a big night, like you said, for the fans. A message to the fans?
Well, thank you for coming back. I know over the last 2 years and the COVID pandemic, there's been a lot of ups and downs in our world, and hopefully tonight for a couple hours, the spectators forgot about that. And we're back to hopefully normal, and everybody's getting along great, and just a great atmosphere to see all these people out tonight.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for your time. Al, back to you.
Thanks, Kieran, and thanks, Jim Pokrivsak, for taking some time to talk to our student reporter. Again, if you're interested in being a student reporter, give us a shout, let us know, and we'll get you on board. And just a great program that, Dave and I and, with the help of St. Luke's put us together. And, we're excited, kind of where we've been here for the 3 years. And, Matt, you've been with us for those 3 years. And, seeing these kids learn on the fly. And we've been going from in classroom to Zoom calls. It's a little bit different, but I tell you what, I've learned a lot teaching these kids through Zoom because you can. And I think, while teachers are doing it, we're doing the same thing. And I've been saying it forever. These students are sponges. They really, really listen. And they want to do better each and every time. Out there, and I really want to thank all our students, that we've had in the past and the ones that we have now. As that's Murad Carter. As we're into the fourth quarter.
And what's great about it, Al, is these students are getting an opportunity to explore a possible career that they haven't had the opportunity to in the past. So they're getting that opportunity, and they can see, hey, maybe they decide, I just don't want to do that. And some of them, so we said, we see them coming out of their shells.
No question.
I just watching the tweets of Casey Wallace.
Yep.
He's been around for a few years, and he's still just bringing top-notch updates every week on Twitter.
I was with KC the other day and getting him some stuff. We had obviously our student awards and everything, and we looked at the students that we graduated and gave them the opportunity. And again, whether they're at Syracuse, some are at Millersville and Lock Haven, and Ryan Cofield is going to Villanova. He's going to be doing some communications there with his accounting. So these, when they're maybe not thinking about broadcasting, now they are. On the handoff and inside for the touchdown. Cooper Troxel has 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, again, able to find the hole following that offensive line. Number 63, nice pull by Nicholas Roberts. And then Cooper Troxel just follows him into the end zone for the touchdown.
Extra point. I went over the scoreboard.
It's a tough one, Al. This is a tough one for the Easton coaching staff. You're just running plays. You're not trying to do anything out of the ordinary. The kids are just performing. You can't tell a kid to lie down. He has to have the opportunity to play, and these are all different kids getting in and getting a chance to play.
Yeah, no doubt. So Cooper Troxel has those 2 touchdowns and increases the lead to 76-6. And, Matt, you said it a couple times. You look at the score and you're like, you can't think of that score anymore. Now you came to play, you did what you had to do, and now, you just want to finish. If you're Easton, you want to finish the last 8 minutes and 15 seconds and kind of finish strong and get your runs in and stay healthy going into Parkland next week.
Absolutely, and I think you had the opportunity to do that. You have most of your starters out, if not all, except for some special teams. And now you have the chance to get those kids. They played about a half, and now they have the chance to rest up and get ready for that game next week. So it looks like you're coming out of this pretty healthy. You're coming out of it pretty safe, and you're prepared, ready to go health-wise at least for Parkland.
And again, Parkland's still a question mark if they're going to play or not against Pleasant Valley. And this is a nice cut on the far side of the field. And taken out of bounds. St. Luke's is the region's largest sports medicine provider, covering more than 200,000 student enrollment and 40,000 student athletes in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, covering 8 counties and providing the most comprehensive and advanced treatment for athletic injuries. St. Luke's offers athletic training, orthopedic care, physical therapy, and concussion management, plus sports performance training for individual athletes and teams. During these extraordinary times, you can trust St. Luke's Sports Medicine to provide extraordinary care. In Easton for all your investment needs, call Michael R. Glovis at 610-559-6380. Located at 101 Larry Holmes Drive, Suite 301 in Easton, Pennsylvania. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC, member SIPC. So we've had some weather issues, around the area, and some games, still in delays, some games pushed around, some games pushed to tomorrow. It's interesting. We talked about that as an injured player on the field right now, something you don't want to see. But, Matt, we talked about that how many times where, that weather. We saw lightning earlier today, so you don't know when that's going to hit, when that's not going to hit.
Yeah, and fortunate, it looked like it kind of stayed a little north other than the early downpour that came around. I believe it was like around 3:15 or so in the Easton area. That came down. A little rain, a little bit after that, but then just cleared out, just have some humidity in the air. But it's a good night for football. It's the start of the school year. Everything's getting back. Hopefully, just have to, go a little bit longer and make it happen.
I want to thank everyone that's been watching our game tonight. Player walking off the field, didn't get a number. Injured player was James Boyd, number 25. So inside 7 minutes. Snap taken. And really nowhere to go, pushing forward. A couple guys in there for the Red Rovers on the stop, including Travis Gervanek.
We have a lot of games going on tonight. Just checking through on Twitter, you have Bangor playing well, winning 35-0. Coach Verduzzi's got to be happy about that one.
Against Palisades.
Or maybe it's the other way around. It's a great Campbell for a Slater's touchdown. Scores 35-0. If that's the case, that'd be a big win for Bangor. You have something different.
I'll let you know. Looking to throw, first time in a while, and that one almost picked off. Slater's win, final score 35-0. Jensen Buse, one of our D11 student reporters, posting that final moments ago.
That's what I was mentioning.
Yep, you're all over it.
So who were they playing?
Palisades.
Emmaus was up 41-0 at halftime. Whitehall 42-0 winner over Pocono Mountain West. Seeing that the game was called just after half due to rainstorms coming through.
When you're talking about Lehighton, and you mentioned KC was there.
Final score, Bangor 35, Palisades 0.
That's a statement for Bangor.
That is a statement for Bangor. That has to be, I would probably say, and nothing against Bangor and Coach Verduzzi, great coach, and a good friend of mine. But you just have to, the season Palisades had last year, they had a lot of expectations going into this season. To get blanked like that is not the way they wanted to start their season.
So, yeah, we mentioned the weather and the issues, and, we have student reporters all around different places. There was a rain delay at the Palmerton game. Palmerton was leading 28-7, and Casey Wallace, one of our student reporters, is reporting that the game is stopped and will start tomorrow at 9:15. Or no, excuse me. Gates will reopen. The game will restart at 9:15 if there's no other lightning strikes. There was a lightning. That's
going to be a late restart too. Here, get the Easton offense going again. Gio Macario, number 21, breaking free of one tackle up at the line of scrimmage. And then a host of Pocono Mountain East defenders brings him down, but not until after a long run.
Easton 76-6, this one in question, and running straight through the gut, powering forward still with the football, and another great run by Carter. I want to thank Ringer's Roost Tavern at 1801 West Liberty Street in Allentown. Enjoy all their great burgers, wings, and more while you dine inside and outside for lunch or dinner. For more information, call 610-437-4941 or drop on by to Ringer's Roost Tavern in Allentown. I want to thank our sponsors, and if you're interested in taking part and want to sponsor your business on D11sports.com, please reach out. Let us know. We'll get you on board. Right now, Easton with 3:06 on the clock. And again, Carter. Carter jumping off a defender, and Carter's going to go in for the touchdown.
Looks
20
like
yards.
Some laundry on the field, though. It's like a holding call is going to bring this back. You see Carter jumping through the tackle, and then breaking another one before getting into the end zone. And Carter's a tall running back, Al. Only a sophomore. He's at 6'1", 170-pound sophomore, but looks much taller than that. Checking up with Corky Blake on Twitter. He's over at Northampton against Becca. coach versus former team. There's a delay just after the Becca band performed at halftime, but at that point in time, it looks like Northampton was up 10-0 over Bethlehem Catholic.
Well, John Toman, first year there, had a chance to talk to him a little bit.
As you said, this game, pretty much, not pretty much, really no question from the beginning. Easton came out, and I think they did what they had to do, like you said. The offense, the defense, just did what they needed to do to get out of here, not only healthy, but with a good win.
Yeah, no doubt. And, we get ready. Again, Emmaus beat Stroudsburg handily tonight as they won handily, and Stroudsburg will get Pocono Mountain East. So Pocono Mountain East and Stroudsburg both at 0-1. They will go up against each other next Friday night. That will be the home game for Pocono Mountain East. And here, second down and about 15. Just going to wind the clock down. So you'll have a pair of 0-1 teams going up against each other in East and Stroudsburg next week. And depending on what Parkland and Pleasant Valley does, Parkland will either be playing their first game or, Matt, they will be playing their second game on a very short week going into Easton, which becomes interesting.
And that's a tough call for Coach Monsman in Parkland. Do you want to try to fit that game in? Do you how important is it to maybe get that game in, or do you just say, all right, we're not going to try to get this in, but we're going to start preparing for Easton right now?
We have Nick Rivera, one of our Parkland students, new Parkland students. He's over at Northampton and telling me that the game is about to resume. So the Easton Red Rovers come into Cottingham Stadium. They've not been here since 2019. No renovations, but a new stadium. Everything knocked down, restarted, Rover Nation, everything in between. And they come in and they win this one by the final score of 76-6. And you'll hear a roar from this Easton crowd, without a doubt. And with that, we go down to Marcus Williams and Kieran Lencheski.
Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Hi, I'm with Marcus Williams of Easton. Marcus, congratulations on what a great game you had. What a great way to start this season. A total of 6 touchdowns tonight. How are you feeling about your performance?
It feels really good. We were waiting a long time to get back on the field with a packed stadium. We were really fired up coming in this week. We put a lot of work in and it paid off.
That's great. That's great to hear. How are you feeling about this awesome atmosphere in here we have tonight?
Oh, it's awesome. I just love it when everybody shows out. I feel like we have the best atmosphere in Pennsylvania. So it was nice to see everybody back in the stadium, and it was nice to get the win.
That's right. Congratulations. Marcus is our D11sports.com player of the game, so congratulations. What a great way to start the season.
Thanks a lot, Kieran. And they're running over to a Rover Nation. And while they're running over to Rover Nation, getting a part of that, try to take you through the scoring one more time. Marcus Williams with a 9-yard touchdown, 8-yard touchdown by Williams, a 40-yard touchdown by Williams, a 4-yard touchdown by Williams, 28-0. Ethan McGuire went 60 yards, led to a 2-yard touchdown by McGuire. Their only touchdown of the game, made it 28-6. And then an 80-yard touchdown by Williams, fifth of the night, made it 35-6. From there, a 9-yard touchdown run by Simeon Reed, made it 42-6. Brady Carell picked up a fumble. I believe it was Dylan Reed or Brock Harris that blocked the punt. Made it 49-6 at the half. From there in the third quarter, a 32-yard touchdown by Marcus Williams, his 6th of the night. Then Cooper Troxel had a 6-yard touchdown. Gio Marcario had a 26-yard touchdown, and Cooper Troxel had a 10-yard touchdown to wrap up the scoring in this one. Matt, your final thoughts in this one?
For Easton, I think it's what they needed. They needed to get out and build some confidence. They had a scrimmage last week where I don't think they felt, as a coaching staff, they were able to get much out of it. But I think they were able to get a secondary look at their players tonight, and I think they're excited about the season. They were able to build some confidence. Coach Burns and Pocono Mountain East, they just have to go back and continue to get back to work. They're coming in here in a tough atmosphere, a tough night. They're not a bad football team. They just need to get back and just fix some mistakes. A couple times they just shot themselves in the foot. If they can fix that, they're going to win some football games this year.
No question about it. Want to thank Kieran Lancheski, who's down in the field tonight. She did a great job. They already have on the scoreboard next home game on September 3rd against Parkland. We will be here next Friday night. Matt, not only did we get atmosphere, we got excitement here. For Pocono Mountain East, they got to regroup, as you mentioned, and Easton's got to, resume what they're doing and put the throttle ahead, because they got a big team coming in Parkland, and they can't really, slow down from there.
No, they can't. You look at that. They have Parkland coming up next. Then they have at Freedom, Central Catholic, at Whitehall. That's a tough 4-game stretch. So they need to stay healthy, fix some mistakes, work on some passing, work on the passing game and the timing. And I think offensively, if they can continue to build that offensive line, continue to work that running game, they're going to have some success.
All right, that'll do it for tonight. 76-6 is your final score for the Sports Fan Base Network. Bill Lewis doing a great job, his crew as well. Ari Bluestein for Dave Micah down in the field, my partner in crime, for Kieran Lancheski, for Matt Avancio, I'm Al DeCarlo saying so long. Glad you could join us here. Our D11sports.com Game of the Week presented by St. Luke Sports Medicine. Want to thank Ringer's Roost. Want to thank St. Luke Sports Medicine. Want to thank Mike R. Glovis, financial advisor for Morgan Stanley, for our sponsor. We'll be back at it in less than 24 hours at Wilson for Wilson and Penn Argyle. Have a great night. Thanks for joining us for our D11sports.com Game of the Week 2021 is underway. Have a great night.
D11 Sports presents St. Luke Sports Medicine Game of the Week. Don't miss all the action online at D11sports.com.